Hello everyone, welcome back to Nude Wellness. I'm Selena. If you're new here, this is the place where we strip away your limiting beliefs. It's great to be back. I feel the lighting has changed once again, but that's cool. We're going with it. It's going to be a cracker of a video. I want to talk about distraction and why distraction can be a really important piece when it comes to conscious manifestation. Before I dive into things, my disclaimer, as always, your reality, your rules, take what resonates from my videos and discard what doesn't. You're in charge. We're all adults here, so just use discernment. Okay, let's crack on. Distraction. Why is distraction important? I feel like I'm going to touch on a few things. Distraction, habits, stability, new story. Okay, so a lot of people come to me and they're like, oh, I've been saying my affirmations, but I still feel really anxious. Or I'm saying my affirmations and I don't feel like there's any movement or any change. And it's like, okay, you can manifest however you want to manifest, but I think it's really important to be looking at, are you just saying surface level affirmations and you're not actually addressing your core beliefs? What is your behavior telling us about your beliefs? Like your micro behavior, the stuff that you're doing on a daily basis, on a daily level, a micro level, will tell me how you're actually seeing things. Are you still over prioritizing this person, this job, this insert your desire over you? And your behavior will show you that. Are you looking after yourself? Do you have healthy habits and routines? Why not? Are you just rocking in the corner of your bedroom saying your affirmations over and over again? Remember, we still function in the 3D. I still want you to enjoy your 3D life. Once this thing, this experience, this relationship, whatever it is, comes into your 3D and you're maintaining it and enjoying it, how do you think you're going to be acting? You should still be acting that you're prioritizing yourself, you've got healthy habits, you've got interests, you've got routines. If all you know how to do is just affirm, and that's all you've been doing, and somehow you're able to materialize this thing in, what are you going to do? You're just going to keep affirming whilst you're enjoying it, but you actually don't know how to show up, and you're still feeling really anxious. And then if your person, I don't know, for lack of better terms, farts sideways, or you're going to panic, you're going to be intimidated by your experiences, and then you're going to be like, I need to affirm. But if your beliefs are in alignment or they are congruent with what you actually want, then you're just going to see it as like, oh, this is a growth process. I don't have to be perfect. My person doesn't have to be perfect. And I can always materialize change if I want to. Or say it's not a relationship. It's like, okay, this job doesn't have to be perfect, or I don't have to be perfect in this job. And if circumstances come up, then I can just deal with it. Whereas if you see the tiniest little inconveniences, like, oh my God, I manifested this, and why did this happen? Now I need to go back to affirming, like affirm. It's like this hamster wheel, and it can become very tedious and really hard to sustain and exhausting. So that's a whole other thing. Distraction. Why is distraction important? If you're really triggered at the moment, you can come in with trying to say your affirmations, but you're feeling really anxious. You're saying affirmations, you're feeling really anxious. That, in my opinion, is going to get you nowhere. You're going to be spinning your wheels. Why? Because you're saying your affirmations, but you're still focused. Your brain, you're so intelligent that you can be saying one thing, but really you're focused on the old story. So if you're super triggered, it's probably best to completely drop it. Like, we're not even affirming for it right now. I want you to drop it. You know how the saying says, like, time heals all wounds. Well, the reason why they say time heals all wounds is because you've kind of forgotten about it. You've detached from it, and there's some distance to it. So let's completely drop this whole thing that's triggering you and focus on your stability. Focus on you being like some sense of, normalcy, I guess I would say. Like, you want some kind of just this great baseline so that you can feel stable within yourself. Because feeling anxious and trying to affirm, it's exhausting, and I don't think it's actually beneficial in the long run. I've been there and I've tried to do that, but I feel like it's the long way round in my experience. So if you're feeling really anxious with something, drop it and let's distract yourself. Drop the old story and distract yourself with your routines and with your habits. Get super specific with your schedule. So if you're so triggered by something, okay, clearly thinking about this thing over and over again. Like, if someone is being really rude to you and being a freaking dickhead in your reality, constantly thinking that they're a dickhead, logically speaking and also manifestation wise, is not going to change the circumstance. So we need to stop thinking that they're a fucking dickhead, and we need to focus on ourselves and focus back on prioritizing ourselves. And then we can come in with belief work, which I'll speak about in a second. So you've dropped the circumstance and now you're distracting it. You're not thinking about it at all. I want you to, if you need to, schedule like hour by hour. 6 a.m. I'm doing this, 7 a.m. I'm doing this, 8, 9, 10, like get super specific and extra with your routine. Because one, that's going to allow your mind to be so busy that you actually don't have time to be thinking about the old story. You're then going to feel less attached. And when you feel less attached to the triggering circumstance, we can then come in with affirmations and belief work to then shift your focus onto the new story. Also, by having a great structure and routine to your day and your life and continuing to do that, you get into the habit of continuing to prioritize yourself and not making this thing all the way up here and you're down here. And it's the prioritizing of yourself and this sense of calm, chill, confident that allows you to feel really stable and allows you to, lack of better terms, attract what you want in or materialize the change in dynamic, the change in circumstance. Like your 3D will recalibrate once your belief has changed. However, if you're feeling really triggered, drop it, distract yourself, get super specific with what you're going to do for your day, like set up a really tight routine. Make sure there's some kind of nervous system regulation and you're looking after yourself. Like you're literally parenting yourself. Okay, you're going to wake up. You're going to do 10 minutes of breath work or a 10-minute meditation, or you're going to do 10 minutes of EFT tapping, something, okay, to stabilize yourself. Then you might want to do, okay, 5 minutes, I'm going to pick 3 affirmations and I'm going to be looping them over and over again. 2 might be very much like, core beliefs, and 1 might be specific, okay? So you're going to be doing that in the morning. Then you're like, okay, I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to make breakfast. I'm going to make my go to work. If the triggering circumstance comes up to my mind as I'm doing things, no, I don't need to think about that. It's all sorted. I don't need to think about that. Move on with your day. Okay, I'm going to do this at work. What are you going to do on your lunch break? I'm going to read this. I'm going to see this friend. I'm going to go out to lunch with this person. Maybe I might do some more breath work if I'm in, I don't know, the staff room, or I'm able to be in my car and do that. Okay, what are you going to do after work? I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to make myself a good dinner. Like get really specific. And again, what you'll find is the more immersed and like obsessed with your own routine, you're not going to be thinking about the old story. You're going to drop it. And that's what we want. You're going to find a sense of stability, and then we can come in with your beliefs. So say you do that for a day and you're like, yeah, I feel so much better. I haven't thought about it once, or I've really tried my best to kind of drop it. Okay, the next day, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to bring in some more affirmation loops. I'm going to be affirming for whatever this is, but the end, however far in advance you want to go to, whether you're affirming in steps or whether you're affirming for the end, whatever it is, I'm going to then bring that into my schedule. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure my routine is still really, I'm prioritizing myself. I've got some form of stability. I'm doing breath work in the morning, breath work at night, or I'm doing EFT tapping in the morning, EFT tapping at night. I'm going to meditate in the morning or meditate at night. Maybe I might do it a few times in the day because I'm feeling still a little bit antsy, but I feel better than I did the day before. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my affirmation loops. I'm going to do my breath work for 10 minutes and then 5 minutes, I'm going to be looping my affirmations. Like I said, they're going to be core beliefs like self-concept in job, self-concept in relationships, self-concept in XYZ. They're going to be very general and they're going to be the actual beliefs. And then if I choose to, I might come in with something specific as the third affirmation. And I find this is a really good way to, one, you're not going to feel as triggered because you're addressing generally, and it's all about you. It's never manipulation or force about anyone or anything else. But then when you come in with maybe 1 or 2 specific things, but majority of it is core beliefs, you're able to direct your mind to where you want it to go. So distract yourself as much as you can. If you are highly triggered, distract yourself with a routine. Stabilize yourself. It's going to stabilize yourself. Focus on your stability by making sure that you're doing some kind of nervous regulation. Eat well, sleep well, get to the gym, exercise, get to bed on time. Like get super tight with your routine. Because, like I said, that's how you probably would be showing up anyway if this thing was in your reality. You would just be living your life looking after yourself. So I want you to get into the habit of doing that. And by continuing to prioritize yourself, logically speaking, you're going to feel better anyway. You know you're going to feel better if you're drinking enough water, you're sleeping well, you're going to the gym, you're eating well. Like, you know you are going to feel better. You're not going to feel as anxious. You're not going to feel obsessed and attached. And your focus is not going to be on the old story. We're able to now easily shift it to the new story or start moving towards the new story. So again, when it comes to your affirmations, you don't have to go all the way to the end. You can make it more of a growth process and journey. And you can be saying things like, it's safe and secure for me to trust that this is happening. Or I know this is going to happen. Or you can be doing it in steps. So I intend this video has been beneficial for you. I really want you to understand that if you're just saying your affirmations, but your feeling state hasn't changed, you're still feeling anxious, and your focus is still on the old story, there is another way of doing things than trying to drill and brainwash yourself with your affirmations, okay? Drop the old story, focus on your routine, stabilize yourself, show up as the version of you who has what you want. And in time, even if it's just a day, you can do this for a couple days if you want to. You can do it for a week. This thing's not going anywhere. There's never any urgency when it comes to manifestation because they're not going anywhere. You're never going to miss your chance. We're all one consciousness. We're all connected. The person, the situation, the experience is never going to pass you. So please calm yourself down. That's why really dropping it and distracting yourself is going to be so beneficial, because you're not going to be in this fight or flight space. You're actually going to calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down, calm the fuck out. You're just going to be calm. And then you can be thinking logically. And because you've shifted your state of consciousness, everything else is going to recalibrate. And you're going to feel so much more in control than feeling anxious and trying to affirm your whole way through. It's about you. No one to change but self. Okay, that was today's video. I intend it was super helpful. If you want to dive deeper into my world, details are in the description below. One-on-one coaching, DM. Come follow me on Instagram. You'll see all my fitness stuff as well. And group programs will be in my stories and highlights. So I'll speak to you all then. Toodles. Bye.